Welcome back to Headlander. This walkthrough will cover the landing zone, some cleanup of the remaining things, objectives, upgrades, and then the final encounter with Methuselah.
Now, I already told you my name's Earl.
There is some floaty energy past that laser field. I skip it, you don't need it to get 100%, but you might need it to get the last upgrade before the final boss.
I could be doing something.
There's an upgrade being all sneaky up here.
I know I lied to y'all, but who would trust a computer nowadays? It's my job to fix this mess, and that's what I'm aiming to do.
Now, assuming you have a reasonable level of thrust upgrades and energy, it's much faster to just rocket through this area than to walk. Make sure to get the thrust upgrade down here. It's gonna be much harder to get on the way back if all those enemy spawning pods didn't tell you that. If you miss it, it's fine. When you come back here, like after you leave, this part of the world is pretty empty, I found.
It only found you, and you were mostly gone. That must be when it figured a way to clone you. Look, I ain't sure what Methuselah wants with you.
I have found that constant boosting actually uses more fuel than stagger boosting,
The daughter's nap just thinking you could help.
so you can actually probably get through this faster by just spamming your boost button instead of holding it. You move slightly slower, but you use significantly less energy.
Methuselah!
Pew pew, pew pew.
I wish things were different for you. Hell, forever. I've sent some final instructions to Crystal 9. Do what y'all can to put things right.
Well, that's the end of Earl. Or is it?
Headlander, I don't know what to say.
If you try to walk on the way back here, there's lots of enemies. And if you're too slow in starting your ascent and rocketing away, the laser enemies will target you from all the way across the map. So there's that to consider.
So maybe what he did was necessary. Without Earl's help, the daughters would have been eliminated by now. So I'm choosing to believe in him. Earl sent me something right before he died. We need to talk. Best we meet back at the R.O.O.D.
The ERL was a liar.
Make your way back to the Luna Citadel. There's just a few rooms we have to ping in here, and then we can make our way to the exit.
Is the color of power and rotting flesh.
It is time, Winter. We must speak. The ERL only activated you out of desperation.
This door is not secure, unfortunately.
The ERL
Alright, now we are done with this area. Teleport back to the R.O.O.D. And so at this point, if you haven't already, you should clean up everything that you've missed in the main area. You just really have a gauntlet leading to Methuselah's ship/head, and then all the areas inside of there, and then the boss fights. I will be getting all the stuff that this walkthrough missed, if you're following it closely. Hopefully not. I made a few silly mistakes that you'll see soon.
Can you help me find a new power gem for my light?
The 9 needs one of the butt plug crystals from the yellow shepherds in the power dome. After you finish that conversation, there's blue shepherds everywhere. Conveniently to open that blue door that you couldn't get through before. This is one of the upgrades you could get as soon as you get the 4th upgrade. The 4th story upgrade. Now this upgrade you could have acquired right after leaving the room with the first Artie, the very first time. I just missed it. I didn't know it was there until I saw it on a Mappy later, and I just left it for now. But if you know it's there, or if you notice the downward teleporter right here, you can get it by doubling back. You can't get it the very first time you come in the room because you're a head, and heads can't use teleporters.
Another solar cycle. Red access confirmed.
The room in the very top left of the power dome here also has an upgrade. Now you have to borrow one of the yellow shepherd's bodies and watch them roll awkwardly. Have a very epic firefight in freefall. This fall is really long, and if you're not in the body when it lands, it will explode, and you'll have to go get another one in my experience. So yeah, stay in the body.
Citizens who have been awarded pawn duty are to report to the Grid Clash Arena immediately.
Just leave that shepherd there for later. Try not to die in the next area. It will despawn that shepherd. Despawn? Despawn? Despawn. We have to jump through a couple more hoops than normally necessary here because I forgot to get the white room over here. Otherwise, you could just teleport to the battle dome directly.
Hands drops the loot. Cloud hands. Pulse monkey.
I'm going to leave that pawn there for later. And now we just need to make our way to the night room, where there was that tube we couldn't get through before. So now return to the pawn we left up there, and go to the teleporter in the middle of those 5 rooms.
Hands.
Go away!
Reacquire the yellow crystal, safely stowed away in the shepherd.
I'm far too advanced for this menial task.
Remove the gem from the shepherd. And be careful with it, you can break it or lose it if you miss.
Forget it.
At this point, you should be able to get most, if not all, of the upgrades, depending on how much ambient experience you've picked up. If you follow this walkthrough, by the time you kill the final boss, you'll be able to get 100%. Your map should look something like this. This area has a lot of lasers in it. You can just rocket past them mostly if you've got a whole bunch of upgrades. If you don't have a lot of upgrades, you can take it slow, or you can destroy the lasers by reflecting the lasers back at their face, or head thrusting into them. You can wait in the middle of those 2 mashy plates if you're not fast enough. And somehow get stuck in that Evacatron. Now you should enter the pee-hole. You should avoid entering the pee-hole in real life. It's very bad. You could get an infection. Even R.O.O.D knows. Ping this room. There's a lot of experience in here if you just go all the way down and back up. I skip it. And another long-range teleporter. Conveniently, this long-range teleporter sends you to Methuselah's ship. Or Head. Or Death Star. Whatever it is. This area is almost entirely linear tunnels. There are some fights, which will be really easy if you're fully upgraded. Not much to say. There's Mappies in here. You can talk to the Mappies. They'll give you a map.
Winters. The ERA.
It doesn't matter which direction you take, left or right there. Both of them lead to the same area eventually. If you have trouble with one direction, try the other one.
Our meeting is inevitable.
Access granted.
are inevitable.
If you have invincibility here, it's good to use. Just put on your shield. If you don't have invincibility, and you do have the roll attack, it's really good in here. You get some invincibility frames when you're rolling.
Not opening until lockdown is over.
Lockdown released.
Just another tunnel. Again, it doesn't matter which direction you take. Try to save your boost to get out of the area with lasers, as opposed to spending your boost getting to the area with lasers. That's my advice.
It could not be.
This is a lockdown. 3 shepherds will spawn up top, 3 shepherds will spawn at the bottom, and there's one arty. The arty doesn't have to be dead for the lockdown to end. Randomly, some of these shepherds will spawn with a shield. Basically means they have twice as much health.
Lockdown cleared.
Mappy informing us we're not allowed in the core. Thank you, Mappy.
I had to find one of those whose imprint I am. I found you, lost among the ruins.
Coming up is another one of the laser force field pad puzzles.
And so, I really
These pads have a very long reset timer, if at all. So if you don't suck, like I do, you can just very quickly shoot them all. And get through that. And get through that force field.
Attention. Primary security field has been deactivated.
Yeah, so that's happening. If you somehow destroy the yellow shepherd and it doesn't seem to be respawning, destroy the regular body in the left there. It can sometimes prevent the yellow shepherd from spawning. Hi, Mappy.
That's right, I broke protocol. Purple.
Lockdown.
Would you like to know more about
Well, this is a horrifying use of Mappy. That fight isn't too hard if you're upgraded. You're in a purple shepherd.
With your little purple
Mappy shoot red lasers.
It wanted to
Purple and red are on
destroy
opposite
all
sides of the rainbow.
It feared that you would discover the truth.
It's not,
His consciousness merely.
because I thought it.
How do you know, Winters?
So here's another elevator boss. And you might be thinking, hey, you can probably line up that red laser
Which is missing.
so that it hits the door from the ground. Then you can just fly up and into it with your turret.
But you, all of you, were taken from.
To that I would say, you can't. The red laser only bounces once,
To make you again.
and you can't get the angle from that far down.
Hijacked the rebirth circuit. As
And then you might say, oh, okay, I'll move the elevator up a bit and get the angle.
location
And I'd be like, yeah. Also, there's a maximum range on the laser.
on the move from head to
So, you know.
But it is here now.
You are red, and I will spread.
Here's another Mappy fight.
Doors.
This one's a lot harder. You are in a red body, If you have shields and explosives, just turn on your shields and then explode yourself to kill them all. This fight is actually death by 1,000 cuts if you don't have a shield. While the Mappies don't deal a lot of damage individually, they have a very low recharge time and a lot of health. This keeps your health from regenerating because you keep taking damage.
Lockdown over. Have a nice day. Attention, routine operator of doors. Secure the aberration immediately.
Hear the rest, big pants. This is my domain. I make the rules here. Listen, kid.
It's rude.
Than I thought you would.
Routine operator of
Go all
doors.
the way. You're gonna need my help. But I am not into empowering idiots, so show me that you are marginally more intelligent than a shepherd.
So this is just Simon Says.
Say no heroic retort.
The pattern is the same every single time I've seen it.
Gonna stay with the whole strong, silent type thing. Whatever. Start.
I'm trying to see if it spells anything out, but R-O-B-Y-V.
Yay, you're quite a marksman.
G. It's not really a word.
Oh, now. Super.
So after this, you're supposed to get a shepherd that has a 3-way split
Quit.
and do another round of Simon Says. As I was recording this video, I was just bored and destroying the shepherd on the right, and then this happened.
Start. Good enough.
So I just walked out.
Your turn. Okay job. That was really impressive. You. Let's see if you can upload one input at a time. You'll need this. Go on now.
Down cycle disengaged.
Opening.
And now for the Mecha Horse, Rainbow Tail, Robot Head, Rocket Fist boss fight. There's 3 ways to damage Methuselah in this section that I found. Reflecting his laser back at him, head ramming into his head, or dropping the bombs that fall onto his head. You can overcharge the bombs with shift if you have that upgrade, and it will deal more damage.
Cannot win. We must speak. Do not turn away.
Also watch out for that. If you're here because you were watching this walkthrough and got stuck on the 3-way split R.O.O.D fight, shoot the middle on the left, the middle on the right, the third on the left, and then use the aiming feature to get the last 2.
Of your creed.
In this section, he has rocket fists, and you have to bait out him to do the bomb dropping.
This is pointless.
Also, there's heads up top that can absorb bomb drops.
Yet temporary shutdown.
So now he has rocket fists, a shield around his head, but luckily his chest is exposed, and shepherd spawn. You can head thrust into his chest for damage as well.
It is time.
And then you overcharge his belly button. Now for some head-on-head action. My strategy here is to just ram him. If you get too low, try to stay ahead of him so you can recharge your health and shields. You can reflect those back at him to deal damage.
There is nowhere to go.
As well, the heads on the ground from the last phase stick around, and you can pick those up and overcharge them into bombs, but it's really difficult to hit him because he's always trailing you.
I guess lockdown's over.
And now this is the home stretch.
Winter's...
I would really suggest playing this game. There's a lot of sarcastic wit and stuff with the people you talk to. It's fun. The ending didn't make much sense to me, but... you know. Here your controls are reversed when you're upside down. So right is left and up is down, and makes things really confusing. But really the only hard part in this at this point is that the controls are reversed.
Winter's... Winter's... You came. We must connect. It is true that I have never fully understood my nature. I cannot amend that which is missing, and my systems are failing. But you are here. You are no longer a being of flesh, but of circuitry. You were not capable of holding both of us. So I remade you in my own image. We must merge. Do you think we will do?
I hate this part so much.
Fire that laser, and I will never start again. Forever lost. But this world cannot sustain itself, and there are no bodies. Humanity was just a dream. And what does it matter?
You're full of crap.
Not that part, just the whole Methuselah monologue. And you don't get to hear the song, because you should play the game yourself, or at least buy the soundtrack, or watch some sort of official YouTube video of it. So, now you can get the very last upgrade, and you have 100% of this game. My question is, what the heck with that ending? If his goal was to download himself into your brain the entire time, why did he try to kill you the other 99% of the time? But whatever, it's a great game, a weird ending. Basically everything after Earl dying is sort of weird, feels a little rushed. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please consider pressing the subscribe button.